Welcome to AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown. I'm Sonia Baghdadi, and I'm here to guide you through the biggest stories of the day. Here's our pick for number 4.
There's been a lot of back and forth here in Pakistan amongst the various political parties after election results finally came out earlier this week. Now, what has happened is that late Tuesday night, the PMLN, which is the party of former Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, and the PPP, which is the party of former Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, came together along with 4 other parties to announce that they would be forming a coalition. Now, Imran Khan from jail has announced that any sort of coalition of these parties is daylight robbery. His party, the PTI, and the independent candidates affiliated with that party have said that there has been a manipulation in the polls, that there has been widespread rigging, that they do not accept the result of the Election Commission of Pakistan, and that has now gone to the courts. Now, Khan has said he is not willing to join a coalition with either the PMLN, who are his old foes, or with the PPP. Both these parties were actually part of the PDM government that just finished its term last year. So what we're now looking to see is that Shehbaz Sharif is the candidate for Prime Minister. The other parties have accepted him as the candidate for Prime Minister, but Imran Khan's party has not. Will they be part of the opposition? Will this take to the streets? And will this also take to the courts? That's something that we'll have to wait and see as this unfolds here in Pakistan.
The Advocate Channel looks at the world through the lens of equality, community, hope, and inclusion. AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
Well, it appears the intelligence chiefs meeting the Israelis, the Qataris, the Egyptians, the Americans in Cairo, that is breaking up at the moment. The Israeli team is on their way home. We understand from US officials that it's been productive, it's been serious, but some gaps do remain. In particular, one of those gaps is the ratio between the hostage release and Israeli prisoners, of Hamas prisoners. How many Hamas prisoners should be released? That still remains an issue. And Hamas had indicated if the talks had gone well, they'd send a delegation over to Cairo fairly quickly. The early indications from them, from Hamas, is at the moment that they aren't going to be sending a negotiating team to Cairo. In Rafah, however, the population there, 1.4 million, some of them beginning to leave the area because they're concerned about this possible IDF ground offensive coming. The IDF has not set a date for that yet. There's growing international opposition for that. The Secretary General of the United Nations said there would be devastating consequences. The Italian Foreign Minister raised concerns. The German Foreign Minister raised concerns as well. And of course, President Biden has said it shouldn't go ahead without proper planning to avoid civilian casualties. The IDF, in the meantime, however, has released video showing Yahya Sinwar, the political chief of Hamas. What this tells us about where Sinwar is at the moment really isn't clear, but it's indicative of the fact that the IDF continues to gather information about where the leaders of Hamas are. And we heard as well from the Army Chief of Staff today saying that so far they believe they've killed 10,000 members of Hamas, including commanders. But Hazi Halevi, the IDF Chief of Staff, said that he was expecting this to be a long war, a lot more to come.
The Advocate Channel is now streaming live on Amazon Prime in the News app. Watch us there or go to advocatechannel.com. AC 24/7 continues with today's top 2 pick.
Imagine going to the store to pick up what you think will be a reasonably priced gift of flowers and chocolate, only to find out that you end up paying more than what you thought. Well, based on recent cocoa prices, that's a real possibility, but those higher prices aren't expected to stop people from shopping.
True love is priceless, but this Valentine's Day, Twitter-pated consumers are showing their affection with some big spending, according to the National Retail Federation.
Consumers are expecting to spend around $25.8 billion this year, which is on par with last year and the 3rd highest we've seen in our survey's history.
That breaks down to a whopping $185 per person. The NRF's Catherine Cullen says there Their survey also found in 2024, love is in the air.
This year, consumers are really focusing on the romantic aspects of the holiday. They're spending record amounts on significant others and really prioritizing gifts like jewelry or an evening out.
Despite new federal data released Tuesday showing inflation continuing to cool year over year in January, that evening out or a box of chocolate may still be pricey.
We look at food away from home. That is up more than other cost categories, and so is candy. Price of sugar has really been up all around the globe.
But Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says even if inflation remains a little sticky this Valentine's Day, a strong economy will make the road ahead just a little bit sweeter for everyone.
The economy in the United States has remained not only more robust than expected, but it's been the star performer compared to our would-be peers all around the globe. That's something for Americans to celebrate.
There's also another group to consider here, those who aren't planning to celebrate Valentine's Day. The National Retail Federation says the majority of people not celebrating plan to treat themselves to something special that was followed by an evening out with other single friends or family members.
The Advocate Channel is your news source for news, entertainment, and trending stories. We're highlighting the advocates in our community. We've now arrived at our #1 story of the day. Take a look.
Trump's comments received swift criticism from United States allies. In a statement, the NATO Secretary General wrote, quote, "Any suggestion that allies will not defend each other undermines all of our security, including that of the United States."
At a rally over the weekend, former President Donald Trump said he would encourage Russia to do what they want to any NATO country that did not meet its defense spending targets.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, "Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us?" I said, "You didn't pay? You're delinquent?" He said, "Yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want."
NATO has a target that each member country spends a minimum of 2% of gross domestic product on defense. While most countries are not meeting that target, the figure is a guideline and not a binding contract. The former president's comments received immediate pushback from many, including his political opponents.
Putin kills his opponents. He invades free countries. This is not someone you ever want to pal around with, and you certainly don't want to give them the right to invade a friend.
In a statement, President Joe Biden called Trump's comments appalling and dangerous. But some congressional Republicans are defending the former president.
Virtually every American president at some point in some way has complained about other countries in NATO not doing enough. Trump's just the first one to express it in these terms.
Now, Trump's comments come as congressional leaders are discussing foreign aid on Capitol Hill. They're deciding the direction of U.S. support for Ukraine as it defends itself against Russia. The bill that they're considering would also include assistance for Israel.
That's today's countdown. Download the Advocate Channel app on your phone or smart TV. We're also one of Fire TV's newest free live news channels. There's more news and entertainment coming up after the break.